Hello, everyone. We're back.
Hi.
So, uh, this is a good time for a correction from last episode, which we totally just recorded minutes ago. But for you, it's been a few days. So yeah, Kavya did not make Ace Combat, but I say it because we are now in the Dragon section of the game. And the reason I thought that they also had made Ace Combat for some reason, was that what you're seeing right now was the original idea of what Drakengard was going to be, which was just a version of Ace Combat where you controlled a dragon. This game was supposed to be a dragon flight simulator. And then, very early on into development, Dynasty Warriors 2 came out, and they were kind of forced to make it a hybrid of Dynasty Warriors 2 and Ace Combat with dragons, and they, as a result, failed in both regards.
Yeah. Probably would have been better if they had just gone with their original fight.
Yeah, and this is, to be fair, the best part of this game is the dragon stuff, which I don't think it's good, to be fair, but I think it's easily the most serviceable part of the package, and whenever you're having fun, it's because of the dragon, mostly.
I will agree with one exception, which I'll mention when it happens.
Okay. So you can lock on, you just hold down square, and you can see the little yellow highlights. But and also too, you have magic as the dragon too, and it's basically a fuck off button. You can quick turn like that by holding L1, R1. You can dodge left or right with L1, R1. Your basic shots like that do a lot more damage than your lock-on shots. So if you can actually learn how to aim and hit with those, it's gonna help you out a lot in the late game because lockdown shots become woefully not powerful enough for some later enemies. So, yeah, dragon flying, and you can hear the dragon's kind of also a douche, a little bit.
Well, it's kind of one of the more interesting aspects of there's this like pact between the souls of these two, I guess, creatures. The inhuman, but like they hate each other.
Yeah, and that's part of it too. Like, Caim's whole reason for being a dick, at least in my opinion, probably. We don't really see what he was like before his parents got murdered, at least as far as I know. But yeah, like, he's kind of a pissy boy because of dragons, and the dragon just seems to not like people. But right there, yeah. Not a fan of people, which, to be fair, people are people. And we leveled up there as the dragon, which, as you can see, which basically the more experience you get with the dragon, it raises the dragon's attack, but not the health. Caim and the dragon share a health bar, and when the dragon levels up, only the dragon's attack goes up, but when Caim levels up, both the dragon and Caim's health bar go up. So it's kind of confusing, but...
So, we've seen it twice now. What's a free expedition?
Free expedition is the developer's way of reusing level assets to make more missions.
Okay.
And also they're your go-to grinding missions if you need to. Basically, there are two parts of the game. There's story and free expedition. After you beat a chapter, or after you beat like certain levels within a chapter, a free expedition that's basically just kind of like a remix will happen, where you can go in and just go through and kind of play the mission again without a story. Like, they kind of have like little flimsy, like for the last mission we unlocked a free expedition for, it's like, oh no, there are Imperial soldiers in the air, go kill them, and like that's all you need. Those missions though do have weapon unlocks tied to them. So you do need to do them for 100% completion. And also, too, if you ever get stuck, and feel the need to grind in this game, they're the fastest way to do so.
Nice thing. This wall of cubes is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that happens a lot, and also, too, their shots, like you can see, you saw a little bit in the corner there, their shots kind of zigzag like that, and if you get caught up in them, they can be kind of annoying to deal with, but...
I feel like maybe it could have been a little bit smaller and you could have started a little bit further away, so you have less of this, but it's probably the coolest thing I've seen so far.
And also, too, you can see the little white arrow that points towards the next enemy. You can hit R2 and immediately the dragon and camera will just fly towards the closest enemy you're locked onto. Right there, I just broke my lock-on because I want to deal with these little fuckers first. You can hit circle to break your lock-on, which doesn't... The lock-on can sometimes cause a lot more harm than good, but...
It looks like Dark Souls.
A little bit. You did the meme. Congrats. I also, so these gargoyles are more like pillars with wings on top of them, but they're called gargoyle. They're very weird.
These are gargoyles?
The little fly things that had the blue spirits around them.
I thought you were saying these giant airships.
No, these giant airships are just Imperial warships.
Okay.
Which I kind of dig how very dumb they look. Like, they're bulky motherfuckers.
So think of like Jak and Daxter.
Oh god, a little bit, huh? It's cause like the extra shielding and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And you can see you have a little bit of a boss life bar. Which you're not going to be seeing often, honestly. Like, this game is very sparse with its boss fights. So, it's very backloaded, I'll say that.
Okay. I'm interested to see what those look like. Are they all dragon things, or... I guess don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, so, like, right there, the lock-on, like, I would have had to rub up against it until I could get to this turret over here. Also, as you can see, when you break your lock-on, then lock-on, the dragon kind of retains momentum and does a dumb little air drift that looks really awkward. I think that's just there so you can, like, better get a positional feeling for your surroundings and it doesn't just zap you flying towards whatever you were targeting. And that's that mission.
See, these feel decently paced.
These are, yeah, like, you can really tell that they put a lot of effort into these compared to, I think, the rest of the game. And, like, when I later learned that this was originally what this game was supposed to be, was just these missions, that made a lot of sense to me, because they're easily the best part. And like I said, I don't think they're good, I think they're okay. But, yeah. Now, watch the seamless transition.
Oh. Whoa.
Hey, so now this is the fun part where they combine the two games together.
So this is where I quit. Fuck this level.
Okay, so I want you to believe me when I say you get used to it, but boy, does this control kind of bad.
It controls real bad.
So, this quick turn hint right there, this is the big mastery part of making these tolerable. So, you can fly on a dragon, you hit select to dismount or remount, and now you just go to town on the enemy soldiers. You're going to want to watch out for archers and mages, though. Good rule of thumb, you also have a magic attack on the dragon here that's just a fuck-off fire attack that I totally wasted right there. When you get enough kills with the dragon, the meter will fill green. And basically, rule of thumb, if you get hit by 3 ranged attacks on the dragon, you're going to get thrown off and have to be on the ground for a bit. So I just unlocked a weapon treasure box there. So from here on out, the majority, pretty much, of every weapon in each level has a hidden requirement that you need to perform before you get the weapon treasure box. So that one right here is, I don't know if I'm going to pull up the map, but I probably pulled it up earlier. There's just a bunch of enemies hanging out on the southwest part of the map, and if you just clear out all those enemies, you'll get the treasure box.
Okay.
And now we just need to clear out the targets here.
Right. So, for me, I got to this part, and it's not going to happen to you, because you're clearly better at this than I was.
I wasn't when I first played, that's for sure. But yeah.
I kept getting knocked off the dragon and eventually just died, and it was so frustrating.
It doesn't feel good, I'll say. Like, you'll see me get knocked off, I'm sure, later on in this episode. But yeah, because it also does a good amount of health, too, and like I said, the dragon and Caim share a health bar, and that goes for this mission, too. So if you take damage on the dragon, Caim will have less health, too.
Yeah. Like,
Um,
the concept is solid. Flying around as a dragon, mowing down soldiers seems like it would be fun.
it sounds really cool, and I will admit later on it gets to a point where you feel the power trip, but like, it's just so awkward, and also like the frame rate dips really bad in some of these parts. You probably saw it a little bit there. But yeah, it doesn't feel the greatest.
Like, the creativity's there, you know? And I feel like that's part of why a lot of people are willing to forgive this game and stuff. It's still, like, I mean, it's probably why we're going through this right now. Like, there is
Yeah,
merits
that's
to
why
this
I like
game.
it. Yeah. But it
It's just
just
a shame.
feels awful.
It-
Like,
it's
watching
really-
this right now does not do justice to how poorly this controls.
It really doesn't. You make this look fun.
I know. And that's because, like, I have, like, a solid 30 hours worth of experience with this game, unfortunately. So, it gets better the more time you spend with it, but it's not worth the investment because you're going from shit to, okay, I get how they want me to play this. Also, too, there's a mechanic of, like, your fireballs do splash damage, so right there I totally fucked up that target because I hit him right on the ball, but, like, if you... more often than not, you have to do, like, 2 fireballs worth of damage to these targets. And, like, you need to try to be accurate as possible to do the most amount of damage, but it's generally not worth it, so you just kind of quick turn a lot. So yeah, and I'm just gonna start speeding up because no one wants to watch me go through the entire perimeter of this castle. There's a few battle quotes, but it's basically just people saying how shit everything is and that reinforcements are coming, and not really story important things, just kind of flavory text from the generic Union soldier guy. Get used to that guy, by the way. He talks a lot. It's the same guy every time. We should give him a nickname.
Oh, go for it.
I don't know.
It'll happen naturally.
It'll happen naturally as it goes on. Also, too, like, every time I play this game, like, I'm expecting someone to call an Imperial the Confederates because the stupid Union thing. Like...
Oh man, we're really going for it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So, just clearing out the targets.
It's such
Pretty
a
slow.
weird game.
It's very odd. And I will say, if they manage to pull it off, I'm sure the moment of, okay, you're on the ground, okay, you're in the air now let's combine them. If it didn't play like shit, that probably would have been really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Also, you rack up a lot of kills on the dragon, so you can notice I'm at, like, almost 600 right now.
Yeah, that's a lot. But
Yeah,
that doesn't level up your weapons or anything. Because
No.
you're not using one.
So that's the other thing. So when you beat missions like this, your kills on the dragon are tallied up and goes towards the dragon's experience, and your kills on the ground level up and go towards Caim's experience.
Okay.
Which generally means you're going to be leveling up the dragon a lot more than Caim, because the vast majority of the missions in this game are this type of mission, or an aerial mission. You get very few missions where you actually can only play as Caim.
I didn't know that.
So, I don't even know if that was intentional or not, to be honest. I think they kind of wanted to go for more of a mix, but it just ended up that way. So I'm gonna get to 666 kills here just because I'm edgy, and I noticed it. So, fuck off that guy, and there we go, perfect number.
Good.
I noticed it, I'm like, I need the opportunity.
It's
And as you can
appropriate
see, you
for
can
this
just fly up against the geometry, so.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I know. So I also want to point out that we flew up into the sky, and then came back, and now we're back exactly where we started.
It's almost like this game's kind of padded with some filler, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit. And then they're like, hey, free expedition missions, we need more of those, why not? It's great. And we're loading. There we go, and that's our new weapon.
Crimson Signal.
So actually, I will admit, my first playthrough, I mostly just used Caim's sword. You can get away with it. I was like, you know what, we're Let's Playing, I should show off the weapons as best I can. We haven't finished recording in episode 3 yet, but I think I'm going to stay with that Scald sword weapon for a while, because it's actually not too bad. It's kind of just a better version of Caim's sword from what I found. So,
Nice.
But if you really want, you can just stick with Caim's sword, and the game is not too bad. So this is the final type of mission. These are called event missions, and basically the enemies in here are much weaker than they normally would be, and you're not really supposed to die in these. These are just kind of like little flavor story missions where you mow down some guys and move towards a specific point on the map.
I've never seen this.
This is because you quit.
Yeah.
And also notice every soldier you kill is only giving you 1 experience point, so you can't really grind these guys. I think they do count towards weapon kills, but honestly it's not, I don't think it's worth doing it. So yeah, just a little bit of gameplay between story stuff.
They're very experimental when they make games.
A little bit. Also, like...
What the hell is that head?
Yeah.
So, your voice is lost. The trifling price to pay for
So this is how they do dialogue boxes.
Oh god! It's
I
like
don't know
he's
either.
dreaming or thinking about it.
I shall speak for the both of us.
It's really weird. It reminds me of like Deus Ex 1 or something because of like the blue.
Very well.
Feels like
Also-
a comic book where someone's like dreaming about something.
It's really weird. Also too,
I will know soon enough.
so this is where they kind of go into it. So if either Caim or the dragon die, they both die. That actually also goes in the gameplay. So if Caim dies, yeah. So if your health ever reaches 0, they're both just dead. Game over. But also Caim gave up his voice as part of that pact. Every time a person makes a pact, they have to sacrifice something. And I don't think they ever explain how that's chosen. I think it might just be random, which kind of sucks, but... So yeah, we need to go to Furii, who is Caim's sister, former princess, before their kingdom got fucking destroyed. And she's also the goddess that has the one of the big important seals that the Empire wants to destroy inside of her. So that's why they're going after her. And also Caim's best BFF for life, Inuart, is with her, so... one thing I do want to point out is, next time I pull out the map, you may have noticed that there is a timer on every mission, and so far, it's been an hour for every, I'm just speeding through this. It's been an hour for every single time that I've pulled up the map. They really, in this mission, are like, oh, you gotta go save your sister. And the time limit's still an hour. So you really... you have a lot of time.
Well, I mean, you know, she'll be fine.
Yeah.
Whoa, what's that thing?
So this is the equivalent of like a metal slime, where every time he's blue, you have to hit him with physical attacks, and every time he's orange or purplish like that, you have to hit him with magic attacks. I've never managed in my life to kill one of these guys.
Is that a
And
time limit on top of them?
Yeah, and then he'll just fuck off after that's not reached. I tried so hard to do it right here, but the problem is that it's really hard to cancel out of your physical attack combos, and if you fuck up, he'll hit those magical orbs back on you. So like if you fuck up, you'll take a lot of damage and waste time. See, I just got knocked back there.
Yeah.
So I tried really hard. I've never been able to kill these guys. I really don't think they're worth the experience they give you, but I wanted to try and show it off.
They have such a huge health bar.
They're super rare too. Like I've only seen like a couple in the game, and one of them is here this early on for some reason. It's really weird. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
The world's oath, they are the same.
Voice acting.
They're all the same.
So yeah, the Red-Eyed Soldiers sound like very robotic. Anyways, yeah, so you may have noticed there is a weapon in that room. You don't need to go into that room at all, except for that guy if you want to get the experience. But also, if you want to do your weapon collecting, go into that room. This is one of the few rare missions in the game that has 2 weapons, which is honestly kind of a fuck you, because normally going through, you're like, okay, there's a weapon, a mission, and then you go into that room and get the sword, and you're like, okay, I got the sword, or, you know, the weapon for this mission. Then you don't think to look for a second one. It's kind of bullshit.
They don't have like a thing that tells you you're missing something in a level?
I don't think so. I could be wrong. Someone correct me in the comments if I am. I think you literally just need to look it up online or buy the strategy book.
Oh, man.
Upwards, upwards, the seal is above. The goddess seal is there.
it feels intentional with this guy. Like
Yeah,
the
no,
voice
that's
acting.
totally intentional. Because too, if you paid attention to, I think I was fast forwarding it, but little Kenny, let's call him Kenny.
Okay.
Generic Union guy was like, they fight as if one. So there's clearly something up with these guys.
Yeah.
They have the red eyes. They kind of, their skin looks kind of palish or weird. That could just be the models though. So here's the second. So as you can see, there's like a square little inlet inside that map. I decided to go into the side room and clear this out.
Seal.
But yeah, I just wanted to show off the voice acting. But you can see there's like a clear square part of the map, and also sometimes treasure chests will just have full health heals, which is really nice. But the middle part of this map here, there's like 8 of these fat axe-wielding guys. And if you kill all of these guys, a treasure chest will spawn in a different part of the map that'll have your second weapon.
And
And there's no way of really telling. Good game.
yeah.
Also, too, you could notice it there. I probably did it earlier, too. If you want, you can actually continue hitting dead bodies before they disappear. Like, if you can keep juggling them and until you, yeah, that... Also, too, they talk about armor. I don't think there are any treasure boxes in this game that contain armor. Or shields, for that matter. Oh, you know what that is? Okay, so the treasure box appears... That's the other thing. Sometimes the treasure box will appear, and they'll be like, oh, you gotta look for it. So that was your hint that it's in this armory.
Okay.
So
At
yeah.
least they gave you something.
Yeah, but most of the time they don't. Sometimes they'll be like, a treasure chest is somewhere, and you have to fucking scavenger hunt for it, which sucks.
That's why the time limits are probably an hour, huh?
Yeah. There's not too many, though, that most of the time they're like, oh, a treasure box appeared, and you can just pull up the map and find
No
it.
forgiveness. Unforgiven. No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
voice acting. No, but as I was talking about earlier, you can keep hitting dead bodies, and until you stop hitting them, they won't disappear. So what you could theoretically do is keep juggling a dead body for as long as you can. Your jumping attack is really good with that. And you could just keep getting health pickups by doing that. It's very tricky to do. It's very tricky to do, but if you're good enough, you can keep your chain going until you start to get pickups and shit.
This game leaves me a little speechless sometimes.
Yeah. Also, so like, we haven't been looking at this mission for that long, but that was about 10 minutes worth of gameplay that I've been speeding through. So now we're on the 3rd floor. This is the final floor. I don't think I speed up this part. Maybe I do. But yeah, that dash attack is really fucking good. You're gonna want to use that whenever you can. So yeah, you can't progress until you kill these guys.
So, when I fought like the bigger guys, I found them a lot harder to... Yeah, because they kept doing that kind of thing to me. The big guys.
So what you're supposed to do is when that blue flash happens, that's your cue to dodge or block. But like I established, a lot of times if you block, you're just gonna... Like, it'll take the hit and reduce your damage by a lot. And that was a key. That wasn't a weapon. But what you're... Like, if your block gets broken, and then this is just your room of guys. If your block gets broken and another guy hits you, you just take full damage. So what you're gonna want to do is dodge left or right. But also, too, like, the start and end of your dodge leave you open for attack as well for a split second, so that's not guaranteed either. And a lot of times, they counterattack so fast that you're not going to be able to react in time, because you might just get caught mid-combo. So do your best to dodge when you see the blue flash, but a lot of times you're just going to take a hit. So, yeah. Anyways, now that we cleared out that room, it's cutscene time.
Good.
Lady Footy Eye's chamber lies ahead.
Thanks, Kenny.
Pretty Eye is quite a name.
Also, too, I think they said in the earlier part, but the dragon and Caim can telepathically talk. I don't know how that Union soldier is telling us this.
Don't worry about it, it's Dynasty Warriors.
There's our 2 weapons. Hey, you know how short that sword is?
How short?
It's really short. Guess what? Never use that weapon type. They suck.
Okay.
It makes your character turn quicker. Guess what? That doesn't fucking matter. Always use long swords. They're the default weapon for a reason.
Especially without clunky the combat, if you want to be able to hit things here.
Yeah, being able to turn fast really doesn't account for shit when the combat's this bad in the first place. It really doesn't help at all.
It's dialogue.
Yeah. So I love this. Yeah, just push her towards the girl you're protecting. Good shit, dude. That solved the problem.
Oh man.
So I will say, some of these event scenes, presentation-wise, look pretty good. Like,
I like this. I'm not normally a big fan of, like, I guess isometric would be the word camera views, but this looks pretty good.
Nier does some stuff with that too, but I don't want to spoil anything. But Yoko Taro's a big fan of isometric sometimes.
Caim. It's enough.
These animations.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Full of bloodlust as always.
So even his best friend knows he's kind of a piece of shit.
But you helped me. Once again.
No, this is my favorite part coming up.
Caim. You cannot speak. A pact.
So you get a seal on a part of your body when you make a pact, and generally, not always I don't think, but generally it's associated to what you gave up. So Caim gave up his voice, so the pact seal shows up on his tongue.
So
Since
stupid.
the elves are bound to
It's
take the
too dug out.
the village would be a safe haven from the Empire. While it may be dangerous to take the goddess from the castle, what else is there to do?
So since their castle, that's kind of been their base of operations and kind of where they've been protecting Furii,
Before that,
has just been taken over. Their plan of action now is they're just gonna go to the Elven Forest, where the elves are like bound to neutrality apparently with all human affairs. So they're like, hey, can't get us there. That's the game plan.
What's the red-haired guy's name?
Inuart.
Inuart.
Also, Furii is also not mute, but she never talks in this cutscene, and it's really awkward.
Like, her dialogue box popped up like she was gonna say something, and then she didn't.
Yeah, she never did. And also, Inuart's a bard guy.
And also was betrothed to Furia.
Yes. So they're supposed to be married until she became the goddess of the seal.
perhaps we should celebrate.
Oh yeah, this is the right time for this, totally.
Let's smile!
The usual song?
We did it, we won.
Why are they doing this here?
I know! No, it's okay, all these dead bodies don't kill the mood at all.
Nope.
Or the fact that we almost died.
Or
It's
the
fine.
fact that we're still in danger.
Yeah, that too. So, here's the world map.
There's a world map.
So you notice anything about this world map, Zach?
The chapter? Wait.
So I'm gonna move the cursor in the corner here.
Okay. I don't see it.
Okay. You might see it in a bit. So I'm gonna flip it. Notice anything now?
No.
Look closely.
What the fuck?